Bismillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi yassir wa la tu'assir wa tammim bil khair. Let's continue our lesson. Al-Mudarrisu, the teacher. لعلكم أحضرتم دفاتر النحو. So as we can see over here, لعلكم, لعل, as we know that this is from the family of inna, and here it is used for I hope. لعلكم, it's used for hope. We know that لعل can be used for hope, and also it can be used for fear. But here, as the teacher says, لعلكم, so here kum is basically ismu لعل, and أحضرتم is khabaru لعل. So now, how can the verb be khabar? So we know that it consists of tum, which is basically antum, and that is the khabar of la'alla. So kum will be ismu la'alla, and ahdartum will be khabaru la'alla. So ahdartum is fail plus file, and the fatira is maful bihi, mamnu min as-sarf, but here it will take fatha because it is maful bihi, and this is mudaf, and an-nahwi is mudaf alayh. So I hope you brought your notebooks of nahv or grammar. So we can see here that ahdara yuhdiru ihdaran, it means to bring. If we talk about a thulathi verb, the verb that has three root letters, it will be hadara yahduru, that means to attend. Hadara yahduru huduran, to attend. But when we take it into form number 4, it becomes ahdara yuhdiru ihdaran, that means to bring. Ukashatu, na'am, ahdarnaha, yes, we brought them. So ahdarna, fail plus file, and ha is maful bihi. Alright, so ha, this is for feminine, right? The pronoun for the feminine. What does it refer to? Yes, anyone there? Na'am, ahdarnaha. Ha refers to the dafatir. Dafatir is the plural of daftar. So daftar is masculine, but when we talk about the broken plural, and when it is something that is like not human being, it's like something like a thing or animal, then the plural will be singular feminine. So dafatir is singular feminine. That's why for dafatir we have the damir or the pronoun of feminine. Naam, yes, ahdarnaha, we brought them or we brought it. Them will be better. Al-Mudarrisu, hatu ha. Hatu, do you remember that this is ismul file, which is, or ismul fail I should say, which is used to make a command. Hatu burhanakum in kuntum sadiqin. Hatu ha, bring them. So ha refers to the book, to the notebooks. Uridu, so we know that uridu is from number 4. Arada yuridu, and then we have yuridu, turidu, turidu, uridu, and nuridu. Uridu, I want, and uriyaha, uriya. So ara yuri iratan means to show something to somebody. I want to show them, uriyaha, al-mudira, to the manager. And we need to know that ara yuri requires two objects. So ha is object number 1 and al-mudira is object number 2. Alright, here ya has fatha. Why it has fatha? It has fatha because of an. As we know that after an, the mudare becomes mansub. So it was uriyu, but because of an, it has become uriya. So uridu is fail plus file, and an uriyaha, al-masdar al-mu'awwal will be maful bihi. I want to show them to the manager. Sayusarru. Alright, so can you figure out if it is a verb which is like thulathi mujarrad? Is it like 3 root letters, or is it like mazid fi? Anyone? Is there anyone to figure out?
Thulathi mazid fihi.
Thulathi mazid fihi. And why do you say that?
Asarra yusirru yusarru.
Excellent. So it should be asarra yusirru, right? But
But
asarra,
majhul,
yes, yes, please. When we
that
say
is majhul, sir.
it is
Majhul.
majhul, perfect. It is majhul, okay. But we need to know that when we talk about thulathi mujarrad, then we know that lam al kalima has tashdid. For example, we say dalla, so lam al kalima has tashdid, right? But when we talk about mazid fi, in mazid fi, ain al kalima should have tashdid. But here, ain al kalima does not have tashdid. Here, lam al kalima, which is sarra yasurru, has tashdid. So that means this is from number one, thalathi mujarrad. And you're right, you figured out that this is basically majhul, this is passive. So sarra yasurru, and the passive of mudare will be yusarru, yusarru. So this is basically thalathi mujarrad, because it has only three root letters, sin, ra, ra. If you say asarra, then it will be yusirru, then it will be from mazid fi form, but this is not mazid fi. So sayusarru biha kathiran, as we know that it comes with the preposition of be. So he will be pleased with it kathiran, a lot, insha'allahu, if Allah wills. So he says that he will be pleased by it a lot, or he will be happily, or he will be very pleased by this, insha'allah. Ya Amru. Amru, as we know, how do we know this is Amru? Because this wow tells us that this is Amrun, Amran, Amrin. If wow is not there, then it will be Umaru. It will be Umaru. But when we have wow, that means this is Amru. Ya Amru, asmi'ni bayt al-mutanabbi alladhi dhakartahu amsi. Alright, so asmi'ni. Yes. This is basically asma'a yusmi'u isma'an, to make someone hear. Sami'a yasma'u means to hear by yourself, but asma'a yusmi'u means to make someone hear. That means to read to somebody. To read to somebody. For example, if you're my student and I say asmi'ni darsak, that means read your lesson to me. So the teacher says asmi'ni bayta. Here bayt means couplet. Like in poetry, we have verses. So when we talk about two verses of poetry, that is called bayt. And the plural will be abiyatun. It's not to be mixed with baytun, that means house. Baytun, and the plural is buyutun. But this is bayta, which means al-mutanabbi is the poet. So that means make me or read to me the couplet of the poet al-mutanabbi, alladhi dhakartahu amsi, that you mentioned yesterday. Amrun. So Amrun says, now here, because we don't have ya before this, so we will say Amrun. So Amrun says, وما التأنيث لاسم الشمس عيب ولا التذكير فخر للهلال. So wa, as we know that this is used to start a sentence or a couplet. Ma is ma an-nafiya, as we know that ma an-nafiya can be used with the verbal sentence, and also it can be used with the nominal sentence. So ma dhahabtu ila al-amali, I didn't go to work. Ma ana mudarrisun, I am not a teacher. So when you say ma ana mudarrisun, as we know that this is a nominal sentence. So here at-ta'nithu is basically annatha yu'annithu ta'nithan, to make something feminine. So being feminine, lism shamsi, for the name of the sun, aibun, a defect. We know that shams in Arabic, as we know, is feminine because the Arabs called it feminine. So being feminine, or the feminine name for the sun, is not a defect for it. Wa and la, as we know, it means not. Walat tadhkiru, and tadhkir means dhakkara yudhakkiru tadhkiran. It has two meanings. One meaning is to remind someone about something. Remind someone about something. And number two, to make something masculine. So annatha yu'annathu ta'nithan, to make something feminine, and dhakkara yudhakkiru tadhkiran means to make something masculine. Walat tadhkiru, and being masculine is not fakhran, pride, للهلال, for the moon. So being masculine is not a matter of pride for the moon, as we know that moon in Arabic language is masculine. So basically the idea is that like the fact that the word Shams is feminine is no defect or no discredit to the sun, nor is the masculine gender of Hilal a matter of pride for the moon. Al-Mudarrisu, the teacher, قل, say, التأنيث, التأنيث, وأخرج لسانك. أخرج يخرج إخراجا, to bring out. وأخرج لسانك, and bring your tongue out. Now it is about the rules of the pronunciation of the letters, like how to pronounce these letters. So the teacher says, قل تأنيث, say تأنيث, وأخرج لسانك, and bring your tongue out. يجب, it is must. إخراج اللسان, to bring the tongue out. عند النطق, while pronouncing. بثلاثة أحرف, 3 letters. So it's a must to bring your tongue out when you pronounce 3 letters. إخراج, as we know that this is the masdar of أخرج يخرج إخراجا. وهي الثاء, so this is atha. So what you have to do, maybe in front of the mirror, or maybe you can practice by yourself, you have to take the tip of the tongue out of your mouth, and then you have to say atha, atha. وهي الثاء والذال, and similarly dhal. So these two are soft. الثاء والذال, they are soft. والضاء, and this is heavy, so we need to be careful. والضاء, but whenever we pronounce tha, wadal, wadha, we have to make sure that we take our tongue out, or the tip of the tongue should come out. Tha and dal are light, whereas dha is heavy. Adhunnu, I hope or I assume. Annani, as you know that whenever we have a verb, after verb we use anna. We don't use inna. Normally we use inna in the beginning of the sentence, but when we have a verb, after the verb we use anna. Adhunnu, I hope. Annani fahamtukum. Fahamtukum ma'nahu. So fahama yufahimu. Tafhiman means to make someone understand. Fahima yafhamun. Yafhamu is to understand, but fahama yufahimu is to make someone understand. So I hope that I made you understand the meaning of it. Ma'nahu. Who refers to what? It refers to the baytun, as we have over here. Baytun min ash-shari, yani this is the couplet of the poetry. So ma'nahu, the teacher says that I hope I made you understand the meaning of it. That means the meaning of the couplet of the poetry. Usamatu, na'am, yes. Ma'nahu, it means innama. We have discussed in the previous lesson that it's a combination of inna plus ma. So when we have ma after inna, then the effect of inna will be removed. It will not be effective anymore. So innama ash-shay'u bihaqiqatihi, indeed a thing is by its reality, la bismihi, and not by its name. Yani whatever thing we talk about, it's by its reality and not by its name. Yani being masculine or feminine is not something as we can be proud of it or we can be like ashamed of it. It is something, basically it's the deeds that are, or it's the reality of something that is more important, whether it's masculine or feminine. So innama ashayu bihaqiqatihi la bismihi, indeed a thing is by its reality and not by its name. Yani it refers to the masculinity of the moon and the femininity of the sun. Aliyun, now we have Ali over there. He says, Ya Ustadu, O teacher, Arju, I request. Raja yarju, Arju, I request. An tasmahali bidhahabi, that you allow me. This construction is not new to you, you know this already. An tasmahali bidhahabi ila ghurfati, I request you to allow me to go to my room. Fa inna bi suda'an shadidan, as indeed I have severe headache. Fa inna, so we know that inna always has ismu inna. So what is ismu inna? Be. Is this ismu inna? Does anyone remember? Jar majroor cannot be ismu inna, it cannot be mubtada. It cannot be in the place of mubtada. So suda'an, as we can see over here, suda'an is mansoob. So ismu inna is suda'an, and then this is mawsoof, and shadidan is sifa. So fa inna suda'an shadidan bi. That is the regular construction. But we know that jar majroor normally comes ahead of the construction for the purpose of emphasis. So he says, fa inna bi suda'an shadidan. Indeed, I have a severe headache. Al-Mudarrisu, the teacher. Idhab, now we know that this is fail al-amr. Idhab, so it should be like this, okay. Shifak Allahu, go, may Allah heal you. So may Allah give you shifa. So we know that this is shifa yashfi, past tense is used to make dua. So ka is maful bihi and ismul jalala is the fa'il. Shifak Allahu, may Allah give you shifa or heal you. Ibrahimu, Ibrahim. Ma bihi suda'un ya ustadhu. He does not have headache. Okay, now, why suda'un is marfu over here? And here it is mansub. This construction is something that we have been discussing, I guess, from book 1 or book 2. So you should be used to it now. Do you remember the example? في قلوبهم مرض فيها عين جارية. So look, please remember that whenever we have jar majroor, after jar majroor, yes,
مبتدا خبر يا أستاذ.
excellent. But this is mubtada muakhar and khabar muqaddam. Yes,
مقدم.
excellent. So whenever we have jar majroor, normally after jar majroor we have a common noun, as you can see here. Normally we have a common noun after that, and that common noun is basically mubtada, but mubtada muakhar and khabar muqaddam. And ma, as we know, this is ma an-nafiya. Ma bihi suda'un ya ustadhu. He does not have headache. Innama yakdhibu. Indeed, he is lying, or he is only lying, or he is only telling lies. Okay, now we have learned that innama can be used with the verbal sentence, and it can also be used with the nominal sentence. In this case, it has been used with the verbal sentence. Innama yakdhibu, indeed he is lying. So inna is only used with the nominal sentence, with jumla ismiya, but innama can be used with both. It can be used with jumla ismiya and it can be used with jumla fi'liya, with both of them. Al-Mudarrisu, the teacher. Wama adraka annahu yakdhibu. Wa and ma, as we can see that in the end we have question mark. That means this is ma al istifhamiya. Ma al istifhamiya, that is used to ask a question. Wama and what? Adara yudri idra'an, as we know. That means basically to inform or to tell. So this is fail plus file, and ka is maful bihi. Wama adraka, and what informed you, or how did you come to know, annahu yakdhibu, that he is lying? How did you come to know that he is lying? So adara, as we know that this is used, also it is used as an expression, as we have in the Quran. Wama adraka ma laylatul qadr, and what and who informed you, or what do you know about Laylatul Qadr, or what Laylatul Qadr is. So this is a very beautiful expression that is used in the Arabic language. وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ أَنَّهُ يَكْتِبُ, and who informed you, or how did you come to know, and what informed you that he is telling a lie. Al-Mudarrisu, إِيَّاكَ وَالظَّنَّ يَا إِبْرَاهِيمُ. We have discussed in the handouts that when we have this construction, iyaka plus waw, and then after that the noun is mansub, that means we use it for warning. At-tahdhir, beware of assumption. Ya Ibrahimu, O Ibrahim, yani beware of assumption. فقد قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, the Prophet Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم said, إياك والظن, be aware of assumption, or lying, you can say, or assumption, or guessing basically. فَإِنَّ الظَّنَّ أَكْذَبُ الْحَدِيثِ. فَإِنَّ, that indeed, adhanna, as we can see that ismu inna, and then akdabu is ismu tafdil, which is used as mudaf, and al hadith is mudaf ilayh. So ismu tafdil, after that, if we don't have we don't have min after that, that means we are using it for the superlative degree. So we don't have min after that. That means that إياك والظن, be aware of or beware of assumption. فإن الظن, indeed assumption, أكذب الحديث is the falsest speech. So we have to use the superlative degree. Why? Because after that we don't have min. So فإن الظن أكذب الحديث, indeed assumption is the falsest speech. وقال عز وجل. So please be careful over here. Most of the times people say Azza wa Jal. It's not the way to say that. Whenever we say this or these two verbs, we have to make sure that these are basically two different verbs. They are muda'af. So Azza ya'izzu izzatan. So this is verb number 1, which is muda'af, which means to be mighty or powerful or noble. Waw means and. Jalla yajillu jalalatan, to be great or sublime. So waqala azza wa jalla. So whenever you use this expression, these are two verbs, make sure that you say them properly and make sure that you say them separately. So how do we say that? Waqala azza wa jalla. Both of them are from Bab Daraba Yadribu. Azza ya'izzu izzatan wa jalla yajillu jalalatan. Do you remember we used the word lafdul jalala or ismul jalala? So that word jalala, that means might or mighty or to be great or sublime, that comes from jalla yajillu. So waqala azza wa jalla. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Almighty and the Sublime, said, Inna ba'da dhanni ithmun. Indeed, some assumption is sin. So we can see here ba'da means some, and it is also used as mudaf, and adhanni is mudaf ilayh. Ithmun means a sin. So inna ba'da dhanni ismun. Indeed, some assumption is sin. And this is from Surah Al-Hujurat. Alright, so Alhamdulillah, we have completed the text of the lesson. And now we will do the exercises at Tamarinu. We will just do the first exercise, and inshallah then we will continue in the next lesson. So the first one is Ajib anil asilatil atiya. Answer the following questions. As you know that this is Ajaba yujibu ijabatan, and Failul Amr will be Ajib for the singular person, and if it is for many people, for like masculine, or if you have the mixed audience, then you will see Ajibu anil asilatil atiyati. So if I'm talking to all of you, I will say Ajibu anil asilatil atiyati. Answer the following questions. Question number 1. لماذا أخرج أسامة السبورة من الفصل? Why did Usama bring the board out of the classroom? Why did he bring the board out of the classroom? Do you remember? Does someone remember that?
To clean it.
To clean it. لينظفها. Okay, لينظفها, to clean it. Perfect. So أخرج أسامة السبورة. Usama brought the board out من الفصل, from the classroom. لينظفها, to clean it. So it was ينظفوا, but because of لام التعليل, it has changed into mansub. So it has become لينظفها, to clean it. Why? Because we know this lam talil, there is always unhidden in this, so that's why it becomes mansub. لينظفها, to clean it. كم بلغت نسبة النجاح? What was the success percentage? بلغت, reached, نسبة, percentage, النجاح, success. What was the success percentage? I think it was 97%, right? بلغت, yes, بلغت نسبة النجاح 97%, 97%. So the success percentage was 97%. لماذا أراد علي أن يذهب إلى غرفته? Why did Ali want to go to his room. Yes, does anyone remember? Like why? Yes,
صداعا شديدا.
excellent. He had severe headache. Perfect. So أراد علي أن يذهب إلى غرفته. Ali wanted to go to his room لأن به صداعا شديدا, because he was suffering from severe headache. All right. ماذا يريد المدرس أن يري المدير أو أن يري المدير? What did the teacher want to show to the manager?
أن تسمح
لا, the teacher wanted to show something to the manager. All right. So يريد المدرس, the teacher wants to أن يري المدير, to show the manager دفاتر النحو, the notebooks of grammar or the notebooks of nahv. So he wanted to show the work of the students to the manager because he was so happy because the students did an excellent job. All right, so we have completed the first lesson, and inshallah when we meet again in the next lesson we will continue the exercises. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته أستاذ. جزاك الله خير.
وإياكم
عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. جزاك الله خير.
وإياكم.